Hey folks, me again. I am back with another track guide. We are in the global Mazda MX-5 Rookie Fix series. We are back at VIR, this time the full course layout. I love it here. It's great racing, always. Don't forget to visit the website, findingspeed.com/track guides to download and test against my ghost car. Give the video a like if you like it. Hit that subscribe button and that little bell if you want more of this kind of thing. And if you're feeling extra generous and I've been of service this season, then do consider buy me a coffee. There is a link down below. Best of luck here, guys. If I don't see you before, hopefully I will see you out there on the track. Cheers. Okay guys, here I go with my 2 minute 8 seconds 0.510 here at VIR Full Course in the global Mazda. We're in full race fuel. We haven't changed the brake bias. We're in the hot track conditions you can expect for racing this week. And we're going to start braking just between the 2 and the 1 board, depending on how brave you're feeling, just after the 2 to keep it nice and safe, but closer to the 1 if you are feeling brave. Now we're going to keep it out wide initially. We're down to second, and then we're going to blip down into first to keep the car under control. We want to be tight to the inside on the apex and actually beyond as well, because this continues round to the right. We want to take the shortest route round here, and we're back up through the gears. Now we're not going to cut across to the left here to pick up the inside curb. We're going to keep the car out wide. We want to be out wide. We want to have the car relatively straight as we approach this change in surface here, and then we're going to get into the brakes, blip down into second, pick up the inside curb, and really gas out there, use all of this extra track we've got on exit. And then again we can see there's a change in colour on the track just here, where cars have obviously put down a lot of rubber over a long period of time. We're going to brake there, and then we're going to blip down to first gear again, pick up the inside curb, and really sacrifice the initial exit here so we can really open up the next section, which is particularly taxing. So we want to go easy when we've got cold tyres here, but once your car is nice and warm, then you can keep your foot down all the way around here. And it's going to take a little while just to sort of get that rhythm right around that little section of track. And then we are going to absolutely floor it down through the next section. We want to keep the car as straight as we can going through these little S's. Just little movements on the wheel, just to keep that forward momentum as strong as possible. And then on the right here, we can see there are some tyre marks on the road ahead. We're going to brake briefly there, approach into the corner, and then we're going to switch down to third, floor it, and then quickly back up to fourth again. You can do it in fourth, but the great thing about third there is you get that little bit of extra rotation in the car. The car's happier to turn. But the secret of that corner really is to brake early, and then gas through the apex. And then not long after the two board on the left here, we're going to brake and turn the car in towards the inside. This is probably the most taxing section on the track, this. So we're going to brake, we're down to third, we're down to second. We're coming out of the brakes at this point, and we're letting the car settle. And then once we're settling straight and we're heading out towards the outside, towards this camera gantry out here. And then we're going to do a little bit more braking as needed, down to first gear with a blip on the throttle. And then once the car's rotated, we really want to make sure we get on that gas really early. Now notice I'm only at about 60-70% at the moment. When we touch that, when we go over that curb, we don't want to be on full throttle. But once we're coming down off the back of that curb, we can get all the gas all the way up. We really ultimately just want to get on the throttle as early as possible on exit for that corner, so that we can build up as big a head of speed as we can down the back straight here. Long old straight this. This is where a lot of the overtakes are going to happen. So we're approaching the next complex, and we've got the boards on the right here. Now between the one and the arrow board is where we want to turn in and then get on the brakes and carry that braking up towards the left-hand curb. So we're turning in, we're getting into the brakes, we're down to second, we're right over on the left here. We let out the brakes a little bit there just to get the car to settle down a little bit. We're straight and the car's more settled, so we're back into the brakes again here, down to first gear. And again, we want to make sure that we're super tight to this inside curb. Back onto the gas and back up through the gears. And when the car tyres are nice and warm, we can floor it all the way around here, going back up through the gears, up to third. A nice wide line here coming in. And then you'll notice that I'm dropping out the throttle here. I go to about sort of 50-40% to take this curb to keep the car happy. And when we drop off the other side and the car's landed, we're initiating the brakes. But look the way we're pointing. We're pointing in at this point, just as we're about to come into the brakes, towards that next inside curb. And that's really key here. We need to be able to pick up that curb and get the grip on the inside of that corner. So we're doing some braking. We're down to second. We've got super high revs, and we're already building up the throttle as we're on this curb. Now, we're counter steering left at the moment, but the weight and the momentum of the car is taking us round to the right. We're building up the throttle. We're back up to third really quickly, and we're nice and tight onto the inside. Now, it's very easy to run out of track on exit here, even when you get the job done right. Again, you could keep it in third there, but that switch down to second just allows that better rotation and keeps you on the track for that little bit more, just because it is so easy to run out of track there in third. And then we're keeping the car tight to the right to take us all the way back to the line to conclude our 2 minutes 08.51 here at VIR. There's definitely more time on the table here. It's very tricky conditions. It's a hot track. So I'm quite happy with what we ended up with. But I think there's definitely a few more tenths there, I would say, for me. I'd hope to find at some point this week. Best of luck with your races out here. Hope it goes really well. If you found this particularly useful, please do consider buying me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. But if I don't see you before, Have a really good week of racing, and with any luck, I might well see you out there on the track. Cheers, folks.